Record. Welcome to the Sleevy G Show. I'm the host with your most. My name is Gomez, and today, like every other night here on the Sleevy G Show, we always have a great special guest. I do have a Mr. Funny Man, Mr. Hilarious, Mr. I went to the hospital and played sick kind of guy day, but not. And in all seriously, we're glad you're okay. From the Stupid History podcast and author of the Stupid History book, Volume 1, which is fucking hilarious. You got to get that book. Let's introduce Keb Pounds, man. How you doing, Keb?
Hey, good man. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh no, thanks. Sorry, I had to throw the little expert of being faking sickness, but we know
Yeah,
we know the truth. But we're glad you're okay, man.
thank you.
So we're here to talk about a special holiday that's coming up,
Okay.
Uh, and we're talking about the Irish. I'm not
Right.
Irish. I'm Hispanic, but I drink like an Irishman.
All
Go
right.
figure that out. That's why I got the Florida Marlin had a little light green in this one. And we're
Gotcha.
talking about our favorite holiday in March, St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
And man, I have stories on St. Patrick's Day that somewhat remember not memorable, some very memorable. Um, you know,
As do I.
and it's just a funny thing. Everybody's Irish. You
Right.
got Hispanic Irish, you
Yeah.
got Black Irish, you got White Irish, you got Indian Irish, you got Irish Irish.
Right.
Everyone's Irish that day.
Sure.
Everyone's playing jump around from, House of Pain, and bagpipes are blowing, and everybody's Irish. And of course, the fights always happen when everyone thinks they're Irish because everyone
Yeah.
thinks they can drink everyone under their table. I hang
Yeah.
out with
Dyeing beer green.
dyeing the beer green,
Right.
dyeing your hair green,
Yeah.
dyeing your chest hairs green, which I know
Sure.
somebody who did that. I'm not going to say anybody, but that's what happens when you get a little too wasted. Forget the tequila shots, bust out the Jamesons, get the green beer and the Guinness is going. Because
Yeah.
here we go.
I think St. Patrick's Day falls under one of those things. Americans are inherently lazy, and they would like invent a thing to have a party.
Or
I
get
mean, for
drunk.
a reason to party and not have to go to work the next day. They will invent. I think there are very few portions of the country that actually celebrate this thing the correct way. But in name your city across the country, name your Irish pub across the country, they'll all be packed.
Yeah.
I
Everyone's
mean,
eating the corned beef and cabbage. But get the mustard, then the rye bread going, Irish soda bread. It's kind of funny. The other day, uh, my wife is part Irish and she's Italian. And the funny thing is, we had soda bread, Irish soda bread here. Now, my brain wasn't really thinking. And you want to talk about retardedness of me not thinking. I'm like, who the hell ate the goddamn Italian Irish soda bread?
right,
Figure it out what I just said. Italian Irish soda
right,
bread.
right,
The fuck was I thinking? I wasn't.
yeah.
I was so hungry, so tired that I said Italian Irish soda bread. Who the hell in the right mind says that? Me, unfortunately.
I'm not actually totally convinced I know what soda bread is.
Well, it's not made out of soda.
Okay, I mean,
Well, maybe it is, and I don't
like
realize it.
baking soda, maybe.
Maybe because there's baking soda. But you know what I tell you? My wife hates the raisins.
Yeah,
I'm so happy with there's raisins. I smack a shitload of butter on that piece of bread.
really. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
like raisin bread.
Yeah, it's like raisin bread, but it's a round loaf. It's almost like a sourdough bread
Okay.
with raisins in it, and it's damn fucking good.
Is it that loaf of bread that George was going after in Seinfeld?
Probably, but I also think of
Yeah.
the soup Nazi saying, "No soup for you." But
Yep.
yeah, I think so. I mean, I wasn't a big Seinfeld guy.
No.
But
Such an underrated show. I mean, it wasn't underrated. Show's number
it was,
one,
yeah.
but
It was.
for the amount of people that are like, I'm not a Seinfeld person.
I
You
I
know,
never liked Jerry Seinfeld. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you. Kramer, I would watch that for Kramer,
sure.
just because he was such a funny ass character. Other than that, I never liked Jerry Seinfeld. And I'm sorry, Jerry, your shit sucks. Your comedy skit sucks. I don't like you. Never have, never will. You know,
I think he's as a joke writer, I think he's genius. Now, me and him don't see eye to eye because I'm what they call blue comic, and he's not.
well,
So,
he's something kind of comic. He's a crappy writer, you
well,
know, for now, and that's me saying that. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
sure. You
Everyone's got
know,
their opinion.
yeah, he's a what we would call, I mean, a clean comic. You know,
Yeah, I prefer the
so
dirties. Give me
me too.
Keb, give me Andrew Dice
Yeah,
Clay, baby.
yeah,
Or even give me Anthony Rodio in his dads and all those skits he was doing during COVID.
sure,
You know, hey, Anthony, I need more to protect my PG deal. You know,
sure,
there was some funny shit. But
sure.
I gotta ask this question.
Okay.
Now, you're seasoned, just like I
Yeah,
am. And when I
yeah,
mean seasoned, people were old.
yeah.
Do you have a good embarrassing story on one St. Patrick's Day? Because I got one good
I
one.
have many. I have many. Probably the okay. So, in the United States, there are three very large um, St. Patrick's Day celebrations. The three largest. The number one is in Boston.
Yeah,
Okay, it's the largest in Boston. Number two is Chicago.
Chicago.
Number three is in Savannah, Georgia.
I've never
Okay,
been to the city, New
yeah,
York for me.
yeah. Savannah, Georgia is 2 hours north of where I live.
Okay.
And they put about 3 million people into a 10 block radius. And it is fucking nuts. I mean, I cannot express to you. I've done New Year's Eve on Bourbon Street. I've done
Hmm.
New Year's Eve in Vegas.
Hmm.
I mean, I have, I've never done Times Square. So,
Oh, fuck that.
um,
You ain't catching me doing New Year's Eve in Times Square.
you
First of
know,
all,
but,
you can't leave. So if you gotta
right.
take a shit, sorry, you got to shit in a bag.
Yeah,
And if you gotta piss, you're pissing on your neighbor.
sure.
So that sucks. So that's what New Year's Eve. If I'm not paying $10,000 for a hotel room, I am not going into the city for that.
Right. So in 1997, I'm gonna date myself here. I was 22.
Just a wee bit.
Right. So me and a contingent of people for that were going to school in Gainesville, Florida, drive up to the 3.5 hour trek to Savannah, and say, how bad could it be? We get a hotel room that all of us are staying in, all nine
Right.
of us, are staying in. How bad could it be? Well, when we get to River in Savannah, there's a road called River Street. It's kind of like their Bourbon Street, but it's
Okay.
right on the river, and it's beautiful. It's shops, bars. The only thing I can compare it to is it's their Bourbon Street. Now, the thing that you have to understand about Savannah, that where it's similar to the southern party cities like Baton Rouge, like New Orleans,
Hmm.
is that it does not have an open container law, which means you can take your drink wherever you want. So you could
Thank
go up
God.
to a window, they could give you a drink, you can walk off with it. So
Nice.
you're not having to like down a drink to leave a bar to go to another bar. You just take it with you. So it's like this is just constant daily drinking.
It was like
And
Thanksgiving Eve.
yeah, and just like everybody's doing it, right? And like everybody, you constantly have a drink in your hand.
Hmm.
Well, in my opinion, at 22 years old, I would not call you a seasoned drinker. You may be able to drink a lot, but you might not be able to facilitate or play the long game
Hmm.
like I would know how to do now. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
you want to last till 3 in the morning? I could do that. You know
Let's
what I'm
go.
saying? Yeah, I could do that. But at 22, it's drink until you get this feeling and then pass out. Right. So at about 6 in the evening, which is not late, right?
Hmm.
And this thing's going on. It's crazy. It's you try to get down River Street. It's bumping anyway, and you're trying to get down there. And then they had these deals to where you buy this cup and you fill the cup up for like $8. Again, this is 1997.
Yeah.
So you fill the cup up with like $8, and then you could go to any bar in town and fill it up for
Nice.
like another three.
Talk
Yeah,
about a beautiful thing.
right. So we we uh
Whoopsie.
partook in that. anyhow, so about 6 o'clock when I'm standing next to the turkey leg guy, just giving him my money. I spent like $50 with the turkey leg guy over there, and I'm so hammered I can't see straight, and I just want to take a nap. And we look over, and there are these steps. And I'm
Mhm.
like, okay. And then like other people are like chilling. And so there's like a lot of people sitting there. I'm like, no one's gonna notice if I just like kind of take a nap here,
Yeah.
and all that. The next thing that's at like 8 o'clock. Next thing I know, I'm being poked by a cop, and I'm like, "Hey, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, you got to move along." He's like, "We're not gonna take you to jail, but you need to move along, or we're gonna take you to jail like that." And he's
No
like, "But
problem.
we'd have to take like three, 2.5 other million people to jail." And so okay, and I'm wearing a shirt that said also available in sober. That's what my shirt said. And
That's
I was so
awesome.
I still have that shirt. I was so proud of that shirt.
I would be proud of that shirt too.
Yeah. And 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 a cop was waking me up. He goes, "But you have to leave there. This is federal property." I had pulled up to take a nap on the steps of the federal courthouse.
Shit.
I didn't appreciate that not too much.
Whoopsie.
But I still have my cup. No one stole my cup,
Which
you
is
know?
funny.
And it's Savannah, so it's like the safest place ever. Like you would think,
Yeah,
like
it's true.
that happened to Jacksonville, and I did that in Jacksonville. I've been mugged. I had no wallet, none of that. I mean,
No,
like,
Jacksonville, you would have been just shot.
yeah, dude, you try to do that downtown Jacksonville,
Done.
yeah, yeah. But Savannah, well, Southern hospitality and all that good stuff. I had my keys, my wallet,
Hey,
all that
you
good
had
stuff.
everything.
Yeah,
Mine, I'll never forget mine. Just turning 23, but actually a seasoned drinker because I started at 15.
right.
So I trained. We went to Vegas.
Okay,
So me and one of my old closest friends, we decided let's go to Vegas the week of St. Patrick's. So we go out there for a week. We do a lot of the tourist shit.
sure.
And I'll never forget the first night we were there, and I'm there with a beer on the fucking street, and I'm like, oh damn, I forgot I can't drink. There's a cop there. Cop looks at me. I chugged that beer and threw it in the garbage can so quickly. He goes, "You can drink. It's legal out here." I'm like, "Really?" He goes, "Freaking outer towners." I go, "Dude, I'm from New Jersey. Don't even give me that shit, copper." You know
Right.
what I mean? So he's like, "Just have fun. Fine." So St. Patrick's Day finally comes. Start drinking, I think, around 10 a.m. in the morning. A couple beers here and there.
Mhm.
I was staying at the Luxor Hotel, the big triangle motherfucker.
Right.
And we decided to go, oh, let's go to the Flamingo first. Let's start at the Flamingo.
Sure.
So I go to the Flamingo at that time that when we were still standing. So I'm looking, I'm like, ooh, they got yards for sale. Now, I bought three of them. One for my buddy, two for me at 96 bucks. Later,
Right.
I had a 2 yards around my neck and four beers in my hands. So I look like I was the music man of drinking
That's
because
awesome.
you see two straws in my mouth and you see four beers as I'm walking, going, glug, 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 glug. Everyone's looking at me. I'm like, what? I'm drunk. It's Irish. They're like, what?
Sure.
You're not Irish. That's what you think. So now we're walking down the strip and there's an Irish bar, well, Irish casino
Okay.
at this is like a little dive Irish casino. You know what I mean? It's like the size of my room here, but a
Right.
little bit bigger than my room. So we go in there and it's decked out for St. Patrick's Day. They got leprechauns running around, little people, and so I went to my buddy as we walked outside. I go, dude, there's a little guy. There's a leprechaun. I'm taking the fucker home. He goes, what do you mean you're gonna take him home? I go, watch this. I go, I'm going to name you George. I will pet him. I will love him, and I'll take care of him. My boy George. And then, of course, I was a little bit on the drunk side.
Sure.
So I ended up picking him up. Um, Dude, wiggly little bastard too, man. The right sense. I shouldn't say little bastard. I apologize. The little person. But the funny thing is, he was being a good sport about it because he knew I was drunk, knew I wasn't around. And I just told him, "You're coming home with me, and I'm just gonna throw you in my suitcase." You know,
Sure.
I said I found the leprechaun, but realizing he was a real person, and the cops came, and I was like, "How much did you have to drink?" I go, "I don't know, about how many of these did I have?"
All
So he
right.
goes, "You lost count after the third." I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah, okay." So that's 12 beers right now. This is 14, 6. This is 16. And he's like, "And you're carrying 2 yards around your neck?" I go, "Yeah, I am. Ain't that cool?" I go, "I got one straw from the back and I got the one straw in the front."
Right.
He's like, "Did you ingest over 2 gallons of alcohol?" I go, "I guess I did, sir. You got a cigarette?"
Yeah.
so, so the cops looked at me. There was like 5 cops around me and my friend, and they asked the little person, "Do you want to press charges?" He goes, "Dude, he's so wasted. I can't even do that to this guy. He's not even from here." He goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I picked his pocket on top of it." I go, "You little slime son of a bitch." He
You
goes,
little motherfucker.
"Yeah, pretty much."
Yeah.
So the cops were cracking up. I was laughing my ass off. It was just a good, jolly St. Patrick's Day.
So I met a guy one time that thoroughly believed that little people, formerly known as another word,
Mm-hmm.
were magical. And this is why he believed this. He went into a convenience store
Oh no.
and he was in there to pay for gas or
Okay.
whatever. And in front of him in line was a little person. And he felt it upon himself. He said he felt the power of the little person. So he bought a lottery ticket and won 5 grand. And then like 2 weeks later, same place, same little person. He bought another lottery ticket and won like 5 grand, like a scratch off.
What the
Right.
fuck?
Yeah. And this is like 10 years ago. So
Yeah.
but he would like he would like argue with me. And I was like, dude, it has nothing to do with the little person.
Yeah.
Is everything to do, and I was like, they're not magical. I mean,
He's not magically delicious.
you're watching too many cereal commercials, you
Yeah.
know?
He's not
Um,
Lucky Charms.
yeah. And it reminds me, and maybe I should give John over at Movie Lovers Unite a hint on this. Have you ever seen the movie 43?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a horror. It's a horrible movie.
Horrible. Yes, it is.
But the funniest part of it is when Sean William Scott and Johnny Knoxville have that leprechaun trapped down in the basement.
Yep.
That's the funniest part of it.
That's the only good
Um,
part of the whole
it's the
movie.
only good part of the movie. That my sister made me watch that movie, and that was like 15 years ago, and I'm still complaining at her about it. Because it's easily the worst movie I've ever seen in my life, and it's in a close second with Joe's Apartment because singing cockroaches is where I draw the line.
And especially, yeah, Joe's Apartment definitely ranks high up there, the oh shit meter of movies.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the only movie I've ever actually walked out of. And people will be like, well, that's what you get for actually buying a ticket to that movie.
The good
I
thing
was like,
is,
well, back then you either saw movies or you waited till they came out on Blockbuster, you know?
or you just bought a ticket for the right movie and decided to
Yeah.
go to the next movie like I usually would do.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, I would buy a ticket to go see, I forgot what movie was after Joe's Apartment, but I went to go see that movie. I said, "Oh, yeah, it's coming out in 5 minutes. I'll stick around, go to the bathroom. No one sees me. I'll buy another tub of popcorn or pretzels with cheese, another large Coke. Go
Yeah.
watch another movie for free," because they never had ushers waiting there at the door. So I saw Joe's Apartment. I think literally 30 minutes into the movie. I think it was the first time I ever walked out of a movie theater.
Yeah.
It was
It was
that
bad.
bad. It was bad. Sorry, MTV. You sucked on that one.
It was bad. I almost got kicked out of Titanic. The one and only time I saw that in the theater, for laughing when the boat turned up and the guy fell and hit his head on the propeller. And I started laughing, and everybody's like, "Shut up!"
I
That,
still say Rose killed Jack because she couldn't move her fat ass over
yeah, yeah.
and say, "Bring your skinny ass boyfriend up to the damn door."
Dude. It was funny. It's the last time I want to say it was Irma. last time a hurricane strolled through here.
Mhm.
Uh, we the local comedians here have like a chat room, right? We'll
Right.
just start going, and when you can't like when everybody's like cooped up,
Yes.
I mean that thing, I mean if there's open mics and showcases around town, that's one thing. But if everybody's cooped up and everything's shut down like it is when a hurricane strolls through here, so one of them's like, I just want to let everybody know that your couch could, or your if you're when your house floods, you can take your front door off and use it as a flotation device for two rows.
I
That's
said,
funny.
oh my God, we've been it's been pouring up here in Jersey, and we hit there was one month like we hit a consistent like 2 weeks of rain. And we started flooding. I'm like, well, at least I know I can use the front door. And I'm like, I knock on my door. I go, damn, it's metal. Never mind. I'm sinking to the bottom.
All right.
I'm going down to the floor.
How,
Just
how how close to the shore are you?
oh, I'm not close at all to the shore. I'm about
Okay.
an hour and 10 minutes from Jersey Shore.
Okay. So
But
you're not salt air.
no, no, no. I got dirty water like the
Yeah.
Passaic River, the Hudson River, the Morris Canal River, the toilet extremities that come out of my house, all that good
Gotcha.
stuff.
Feel you.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a positive spot, but
How
can't
far are
complain.
you from Manhattan?
45 minutes.
Okay.
It on a good day with no traffic, 32 minutes and 53 seconds to be
How long does
exact.
it take you to get to Philly?
2 hours and 10 minutes.
Okay. So you're
I'm up north.
yeah, you're North Jersey.
I'm North
Yeah.
Jersey. I'm Taylor
Okay.
Ham all the way.
Yeah. Now is that like JWoww and the Situation Jersey or
It doesn't matter. They're all over the place.
okay.
You could be South Jersey, Central. I don't know why they made a Central Jersey. You're either South or North Jersey. Forget the central part.
All right.
You're Italian. You're a Guido,
Okay.
and you're a Jersey Shore person.
Okay.
I mean, Jersey got hit with that so fucking hard. It's not even funny. And the funny thing is, a couple more were not even Italian.
All right.
Ronnie Ortega.
Mm.
Go figure that one out.
I that doesn't sound very Italian to me.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
Paulie Del Vecchio. That's Italian.
That is, Tony Soprano.
Dude, I'm pissed with Halston's that they're actually auctioning off the Tony Soprano booth.
Are they?
Yes, and I think it's on eBay for 60 grand. Why would you sell a part
That's
of history, movie history?
that's crap.
That's crap.
Yeah,
I would, you know
whatever.
what? Right now, I should go grab an Irish green beer and drink in honor of Tony Soprano, the Irish Italian way, with an
Sure.
Italian Irish soda bread.
So, what's the preferred, since we're talking about St. Patrick's Day
Mm,
and all these people who are not Irish,
no.
but yet claim to be? I'm not Irish. I'm Swedish. But I do have St. Patrick's Day, you know, uh, things to wear
Hmm.
because I'm an American and I don't want to feel left out. Because on May 5th, I'm gonna be Irish on the March 17th, and then on May 5th, I'm gonna be Latino, but I don't,
You, oh, yeah, Cinco de Mayo. No,
yeah,
you're Mexicano.
yeah.
That's not a
Um,
Latino day.
okay,
That's a
well,
Mexicano day. Thanks for being politically correct, but
yeah,
forget it.
forgive my ignorance.
I helped you out in that one.
I'm trying not to get canceled here, but maybe I just should speak my mind. Okay, Mexican. Um,
Americans,
and then I eat tacos and drink
margaritas.
Mexican beer, margarita. I'm not a big margarita fan. I'd rather drink tequila straight.
Give me Jose Cuervo or Patron Silver straight up.
Yeah, I like Patron Silver. I'm not a big Cuervo fan because that reminds me of when I was in college and broke.
Oh,
You
okay.
know,
Totally understand.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
have you ever had like one of those cheap ass mezcals with like the fucking worm in the bottom?
Yes, I have.
Ooh,
Yeah, drank the whole thing too.
ooh. So okay, so there's people who are pretending to be Irish,
Hmm.
okay, on
Like
St.
myself.
Patrick's Day. Yeah, me
Mhm.
too. We're part of the hypocrisy, man.
Yeah.
So they probably don't know. They probably think that St. Patrick chased all the snakes out of Ireland. That's why there are snakes in Ireland. It's a big wives' tale. There are plenty of snakes in Ireland. But St. Patrick, he was Catholic.
Yes, he was.
And right now that I said that he was Catholic, there's a contingent of people that are holding their breath about what's going to come out of my mouth next.
Not really with me, but
I
go
know,
ahead.
not with you, but there are people listening to this right now that are
And
like,
going,
uh oh.
oh shit.
But I'm not going to give in to them.
Eh,
I'm just pointing the fact out that's the majority of saints are Catholic,
yeah.
because they're the only people that can, saint people, I guess.
Yes,
But,
yes.
did you know that St. Patrick's Day, while a Irish holiday, and this may surprise you, was mainly commercialized by the Americans?
No, that wouldn't surprise me.
Everything's commercialized by the Americans.
Oh, look at Hallmark. Look at
Yeah.
Not St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day was created by Hallmark and people who own restaurants.
And people who
Okay.
own florist shops.
Okay.
Here, let
You
me
know,
raise the goddamn prices on roses by $30.
right. And I give you, you know what? You, I'll give you a headline for this episode. Okay. Look, look, women aren't that important. Okay. I mean, Valentine's Day isn't that important, but women are overrated. And I'm not saying that CB world famous wife certainly deserves what she gets, and all this, but do we have to have a set of days that this day is all about shit that I gotta buy you because it's socially it's socially people
Diverse.
told me to. Yeah. um like, you should see, I send my wife flowers every Valentine's Day. You
So
should
do I.
see this. You should see the card. The card's like, hey, I got these for you. They're just gonna die, but society says that I have to, and so
Oh my God.
hopefully you get them in water by the time you get to look at them for a couple hours before they die, and all that. So that's Valentine's Day. And don't get me started on Mother's Day too. And I love my mom.
So do I.
I love my mom, but it was commercialized by Americans.
And Father's Day.
Well, Father's Day is kind of like a forgotten holiday.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, what do you want to do on Father's Day? Everybody wants to cook out. Well, who's going to cook out? The dad.
Exactly.
I mean, do you let anybody else on your grill? I don't.
I don't. Well, no, my wife, I actually could trust her with my grill.
My wife will blow that shit up.
No, my wife is actually pretty good, even though I do grill 99.9% of the time. But
Yeah.
if she started it up for me and I'm on my way home, and I'll just say, hey, start the grill for me. She
Right.
can do it, no problem. But I mean, she's cooked on the grill before. And on top of it, she's dropped the grill lid before when we used to live in our condo. When we
Right.
had our electric grill. It was kind of funny. It was one of those things I said, be careful with the grill top. Dunk. 3 floors down, go back
Right.
up. Of course, it was in the thorn bush, and this is her. It's one of
Nice.
those. It's like you gotta be kidding me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
No, I hear you.
I retrieved our cover though, because was it in our condo? We had the electric barbecue since we couldn't have a wood fire barbecue or gas barbecue because you blow the shit up, you're done.
Gotcha.
So when I got my first home that I live in now, the funny thing is that I don't need a propane tank. They were able to put a pipe out to the deck.
Oh, sweet.
So the only problem is when I bought my Weber grill, my Weber, I had to jerry rig that thing to get the hose to fit and all that. And
Right.
there's like 10 pieces of pipe with white tape and everything glued together going into my
Did you say you had a Weber?
Weber.
Yeah, they're actually people that invented the grill as we know it today.
Yeah.
Yeah, they I mean, it wasn't Thermos, it wasn't anybody like that. The Weber's the
I've
innovator, the
I've
innovator.
had it now it's going on 8 years in July.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had this one for 8 years. It is. broken. The electric push start doesn't start. I'm not spending money to do it. I could just turn it on and flick it with a lighter. I'm happy it still
Right.
works. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, what happened was I left that sucker on. I thought I shut it all off. And my wife and I were like, why is the light going on? And I actually not realized I took the cover off and the cover did not melt, surprisingly. And I put my hand, I go, son of a bitch, I burnt my hand. Like nothing like third degree burns or anything. It was like, I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? I look, I'm like, ooh, this was on for 2 weeks. Not good. Didn't realize
Wow.
it. Did not. How the hell did I not blow up the house? Blow up myself?
Yeah.
That just that's a miracle what happened
Wow.
there, but I left it on, didn't realize it. Now, when I'm done cooking every time, especially like today, it's such a beautiful day, I grilled.
Sure.
I go to the switch and shut it off first before I shut the grill off. Then I'm
Right.
like, shut down, 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 off.
Are big green eggs a thing up there?
No, it is
No.
not. No. My poor son who is allergic to eggs, his school is doing green eggs and ham,
Right.
and poor kid came in and cannot
No,
partake
I'm
into
talking
that.
about the grill, the big green egg grill.
Oh no, I don't have those. I can get them.
Yeah, I mean, are they a thing up there though?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
do people have them?
People who know how to barbecue own them.
Yeah.
People who do not know how to barbecue do not own them.
Right.
So me personally, I do not have one. Will I get one? Yeah, but I don't grill like that. I just
Right.
it's just steaks, burgers, dogs, some wings sometimes.
Right.
Um, right now I'm actually trying to push for a black skillet, the blacktop skillet,
Blackstone. Yeah.
Blackstone maybe to replace my grill because I think
Yeah.
it's
That's what I want. Is a
that's
Blackstone.
that's what I'm thinking. But I still but I don't know something about the grill. If I did that with the Blackstone Q, I might go back to a charcoal grill. You know what I mean? Just to have a charcoal grill and throw some burgers on there
I mean, the
sometimes.
taste of a charcoal grill, nothing beats it.
Oh, definitely not. But I ain't
Yeah.
complaining about my Weber gas grill because I seasoned that thing perfectly. Today was a great example. I had grilled skirt steaks,
Right.
little adobo, little Hispanic adobo right on there.
Right.
Mm, mm-mm. Kids had the filet mignon. I oiled that baby up, and smacked it right on the grill. Kids had instant filet mignons.
I'm often, these people who grill all the time.
Mhm.
Um, it's all about the grilling, but it's the people who don't grill all the time who post the pictures of what they're grilling just to let people know that they're grilling,
That's me.
and it's yeah, but you don't do it all the time, do you?
No, no, not all the time. Like if I
No,
didn't feel like doing it tonight because it's the same thing I'm eating: steak,
yeah,
sautéed onions, the scallion potatoes with cheese, chorizos, filet mignon for the kids, carrots. That's what we just had last Sunday too.
right,
But I like showing off like that because I want people to realize like I can grill, I can cook. It's always a
sure,
perfect medium. Even the
sure.
kids have the filet mignon meat. I sliced the filet mignon in half because it's big, so I split it in half for the kids. I only have to buy one for
Mhm.
the time being. So and they get a perfect medium every time. And my daughter's.
So so during the pandemic, me and my kids,
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know how you were up there, but down here for a period of time, we weren't supposed to leave the house, and if we did, we weren't supposed to get out of the car. So a lot of drive-throughs and stuff like that. Anyhow, so
Yeah, yeah.
we were like trying to figure out something to do, and again, this is what, 4 years ago now. So we decided we were going to make a YouTube show, and
Okay.
we were like, what are we going to do? And I was like, okay, well, we're either going to go review drive-throughs or we're going to do a cooking show, but we're just going to make fun of it. And they're like, what do you mean? And I said, so we're going to do what they call in the business a pilot episode of both of them. And then we'll see which one we want to go forward and do, and we'll do it until the pandemic's over. So they're like, let's do the cooking show first. And so I said, okay, well, we're going to treat this like a cooking show. We're going to put the ingredients on there and all this good stuff. But today we're going to do we're going to teach you how to make a pimento cheese sandwich. and just stuff ridiculous like that, but like in cooking show kind of stuff.
We're gonna
you
show you
know
how to make a perfect grilled cheese with tomato soup.
yeah, we're gonna. One of them was like, my son was like, we should, do how to make like a tall glass of ice water, and
I would have just said that the Swanson turkey dinners. Remember those things?
oh yeah, oh yeah. And my kids, who are both very creative. My daughter's in college now, under graphic design, and my son thinks he's going to be a comic. But we wound up doing the drive-through review things because it was so like unpredictable of what
Right.
would happen,
Oh yeah.
and you couldn't predict what was going to happen at these places that were just getting hammered because of the pandemic,
Oh yeah.
and everybody was going, to those. But there's like 30 episodes on my YouTube, personal YouTube channel.
I gotta check that
Yeah.
one out because it's funny. I feel like Joe Pesci said it perfect in Lethal Weapon 4 or Lethal Weapon 2, technically. Don't go through the drive-through. Once you put your order in, they fuck you.
Yeah.
They he's so bad when you look like, and he's right. It was kind of funny because uh we were we were laughing because I went to Chick-fil-A
Mhm.
not too long ago for my family. Right after
Sure.
work, got out of work. I'm like, hey, can you go to Chick-fil-A pick up dinner? I'm like, yeah, not a problem. They're building a new one, literally now 3 miles away from my house.
Okay.
So this one's about I'm close to where I work.
Okay.
So I get home, I go to Chick-fil-A. First I order it. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. What was that again? Two orders of four chicken strips, large fries, one apple juice, one vanilla milkshake, no cherry. Like, how can you not get that right?
Right.
My wife's is even simpler.
They're supposed to be the best at customer service too.
Now, when you have a dumbass on his cell phone going ding, 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 it's like, dude, put your
At,
phone
at,
down. You're working.
at Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
they weren't reading their Bible.
Bible, dude, Chick-fil-A in New Jersey, they don't give a crap about a Bible. They throw
That's
that thing
a,
right up.
that's God's chicken.
Yeah, well, they ain't reading that Bible.
I get an argument with somebody that we know very well
Uh-oh.
often about Chick-fil-A. And this person,
Somebody swears by it because I hate Chick-fil-A.
this person is like, that's the best chicken sandwich on earth. And I'm like, no, that's
Dude,
not
no,
even
it's
close.
not.
It's not
Not
even
even
close.
close.
Like I love the spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's,
So do I.
Yeah, yeah. So,
But I'm not saying
chick
that's the best chicken sandwich either.
right, right.
I also like the chicken sandwich from freaking Popeyes, but I'm still not calling that the best
Yeah,
freaking
but you got to
chicken.
go to Popeyes to get it. I don't have Popeyes is down here, but Popeyes down here is a 45-minute venture into fuckland.
Okay, all right,
I
well, I
mean,
get that.
it's dude. Popeyes will spin me into a dimension of pissed off that I don't get in, man.
All right, I respect that. I respect
I
that.
was in their drive through for 47 minutes. It is documented on tape. I was hot. I told the lady, she's like, well, what would you do if I were me? I said, I'd fire everybody and do it myself.
Yep. Ooh.
I was hot, and I don't get hot. I usually turn, like, if something gets like stressful or anything, I'll turn it into a joke. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
not this one, not this
Uh-uh.
time. But
Mm,
like, what's kind of funny is I started listening to audiobooks now.
right.
So I'm in the car and I'm trying to be calm when I'm doing this ordering at Chick-fil-A.
Sure.
And I'm listening. I just got done actually with the Matthew Perry book, by the way. That's a great book.
Okay.
If you guys ever get a chance to either read it or listen to it, it's worth it. That was a
Okay.
his the beginning book, I think the first paragraph it goes, "Hi, my name is Matthew Perry and I should be dead." Dude, you are dead, but
Yeah.
what a great book though he put out. I'll tell you. I definitely would highly recommend it. But I was reading, not reading, I was listening to Ralph Macchio's Wax On, him talking about him becoming the Karate Kid, which is
Nice.
which is actually pretty damn so far, 2 chapters in, it's pretty so far so good. And I'm
Okay.
sitting there, I'm just like, oh God, I'm so happy I'm not yelling at anybody, because that I'm usually I get pissed off too, you know what I mean? Like Are you fucking kidding me? So I get
Yeah.
home. I get home. Oh, one of the complaints is, oh, the fries are too salty. All right, well, all right, that's strike one. The milkshake is melty. Well, I did take a 15-minute trip home. Sorry. Oh, I don't like the chicken strip. Okay, strike three. And you know what? Every time I go to Chick-fil-A, I have no
Yeah.
luck. From now on, I'm never going back to Chick-fil-A. You know, hopefully, hopefully when the new one opens and I'll go get it, hopefully there's better service. But I'm like, I'm done. I hate going to this one now.
Well, here they're like considered like the pinnacle of number one. There's no such thing as fast food anymore. There's not, just not.
No, it's
You know,
dumbass food.
I mean, customer service has gone so downhill um, that it's just. But here they're considered like the pinnacle of they're widely considered, God's chicken because they're closed on Sundays because so that people can go and
Oh
be with
yeah.
the Hobby Lobby people and go to church, which is fine.
Yep.
Um, but um, but they tell you to have a blessed day and my pleasure and
Hmm.
all this good stuff, and I just find their food, while their service is probably better than McDonald's, which has gone downhill, especially down here as of late.
Yep.
I just find Chick-fil-A's food to be mediocre. It's nothing to write home about. Is it edible? Yeah. If you're hungry, it's good. But it's
I'll
just
tell you,
not. It's just mediocre.
I don't find it to be the best chicken. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the first time I had it, I'll never forget it. I was in Sesame Place with my kid. At that time, it was my only daughter at that point with my wife. And hey, let's try Chick-fil-A out. Man, I saw the line, but I didn't. But the line was rapid like this. I'll give you the. This is now in Pennsylvania now, or as I call it, Pennsyltucky. Um, but the customer service was unbelievable. The food was decent. You know what I mean? Hey, and
Sure.
actually, it tasted pretty damn good. I was in and out with under 15 minutes.
All right.
S- Shakes, soda, fries, everything. All right, great. We're going home. We're driving back to New Jersey. You know, we finally get one here in Jersey. I'm like, oh, good. Service sucks. Slow. Put the wrong shit. You put pickles in my fucking chicken sandwich. No offense. I hate pickles.
You don't like
Uh,
pickles?
no, there's a big story with me with hating pickles
Okay.
dramatically. And unfortunately, it had to do when I was a kid. Loved pickles.
All right.
I used to eat them by the jar full. Well, I guess one day my mom bought four. She bought 4 bottles of jarred pickles.
Mm,
Well, I was kind of hungry that one day, and I ate a bunch of pickles. And the next thing you know is I was puking out pickles,
right. Now you don't
and
like pickles.
I fucking despise pickles. I tried eating a pickle on a Cuban sandwich a couple months ago
Yeah.
just to see if maybe I got over it. I'm just
They
saying it's
got you got to have them on Cubans.
well, this Cuban don't like it, so
Okay.
there's I have my reasons now. I tried it. I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it with the pickle. I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna
Sure.
say just remember it's a cucumber that's salted. That's all you
Right.
gotta remember, and that's what I tried to put that in my mind. I took a nice big bite. Whoop. Yep, 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 yep. Okay, nope, still can't do it.
Right.
Can't do it.
Do you like Cuban sandwiches?
Oh, I love Cuban sandwiches.
I would consider myself a novice connoisseur of the Cuban sandwich,
Hmm.
living in Florida,
Oh yeah, all the Cubans
contrary to
are.
popular belief, is that actually were originated not in Havana but in Tampa, by Cuban,
Hmm.
immigrants, of course. But I've had, ones in Miami, ones in Tampa, ones in, I mean, here is very easy to get a good one,
Hmm.
as opposed to if you were to go to, say, Atlanta, Georgia, where they only think they know how to make them there.
They
It's all
probably put
about the
a
pork. It's all about
it's
the
all about
pork.
it's all about the flavor, the
Yeah.
seasoning,
Yeah.
the as I say the mojo, which
Yeah.
is the flavor for the pork, and
Sure.
that's something there's a place I found up here in North Jersey. I'm not gonna name it. They make a fabulous roast pork, fabulous. So we get a Cuban for my wife, and listen, ham, I get it. You gotta do what you gotta do, but this
Mhm.
place was packing the fucking Cuban with packaged ham. Not Thuman's ham, not
All right.
sliced ham. you get that 99 cent package, whatever.
Like
That's what they're
cold cuts.
cold cut.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't Thuman's, it wasn't Boar's Head. You know what I mean? I would be okay if it was that. Would not. It was a blue package, cheap brand ham that was made by somebody in Grand Union or whatever, Acme, and that's what they put on the sandwich. And I said, "How dare you insult a Cuban that way?"
Right.
Well, times are tough. Times are tough, so up your price on your sandwich so you can buy Thuman's Boarhead, probably a better ham than this, or make your own ham. Or buy the damn freaking baked honey ham and slice it here at your store.
Yeah.
Oh God, the packaged ham. I was like, bleh. But I there's a spot in New Jersey I do go to, probably the best Cuban sandwiches from I say my heyday
Right.
when I was a kid. Yeah, this guy brings the flavors. The steak sandwiches too. His empanadas are up there.
Nice.
So he's known. Check this out: Taylor ham, egg and cheese empanada, and an everything seasoning.
Right.
Mind blowing. Mind blowing.
There is a restaurant in South Florida called 90 Miles, and it is phenomenal. You
And it's
know,
not 90 miles from Florida. It's not 90 miles from Cuba, that's for sure.
right. Well, I mean, it's to signify that
I know, I
Key
know.
West to Cuba is only 90 miles, but it's not in the Keys. It's like Stewart, Florida, or something
Yeah,
like that.
it's something ridiculous hidden somewhere.
It's like it's a hole in the wall. Probably seats 20, 25.
Nice.
But if you go like I do every year on a spring training tour,
Hmm.
and go. We're about actually going to go the week after next. Probably St. Patrick's week, the week that
Right.
this goes, because that's when the soon to be world famous wife is on spring break.
Nice.
But yeah, so you go to these little towns in Florida, Northport, DeLand,
Hmm.
and Lakeland, and Stewart, Port St. Lucie,
Lucy.
to see all these
Baseball game.
teams, to see all these teams play, and you get to go to these like little, the food is great down there.
Hmm.
Not that's not great in North Florida, but I mean I live in North Florida, so I'm kind of tired of
I gotcha.
but you go in South Florida. South Florida really is they should really be two different states, North and South Florida.
Like
I mean,
north and it's like North and South Jersey. It
yeah,
should be
I
two
mean,
different freaking things.
yeah, they really should be. I mean, um, if you get too south of like if you like, I would say Boca and South. I would argue that the majority of people do not speak English. I would argue that fact. I mean, fluent like their first
Look, yeah,
language.
that's their first language. Yeah.
You
That's
know,
why. Because nine
yeah,
times out of ten, it's Cubans driving, not driving a boat, but they're driving a Chevy across
yeah,
the Atlantic Ocean to get
yeah,
to America. And people, if you ask me what a Chevy is, it's a Chevy.
yeah,
They just can't say Chevy. They say
yeah.
Chevy.
You have to though, because in the big part of it in the 70s and 80s, I was born 75, and
79.
you have to really appreciate the commitment that and how bad it had to be in Cuba to go through what these people went through to get the hell out of there.
Dude, my mom tells me stories.
I mean, in a bucket, 90 miles. Think about
Dude,
that. I don't like
th-
driving 90 miles. I'm
neither
not
do
getting a
I.
boat.
But even a boat, think about getting in a cargo plane, sneaking with a bunch of sugar
Yeah.
canes and bananas. And dude, listen, Fidel Castro drove that country to shit.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, man, Cuba, I mean, now, granted, you can go to Cuba now, and that's like on my bucket list to go to Cuba once my kids get a little bit older, bringing the whole family to actually understand where my mom and my grandfather, my grandmother, my uncle came from, in my
Right.
family.
Sure.
You know what I mean? To see where they were born, where they were living, property that they had. But also I'm going for the food too. Don't get me wrong. I'm going for some tapas over there because
Hell yeah.
I'm getting some legit Cuban food.
I'd have
You
to
know,
get a cigar,
oh that too. I would
you know?
shit. I'll be bringing those puppies back home.
It's funny that you say that because you're of Cuban descent,
Hmm.
that you want to go back there to learn from where you came from. I'm full-blooded Swedish, and I asked my mom one time who speaks Swedish, and
Okay.
I mean, my grandparents' names were Doris and Elof. You don't get more Swedish than that.
No, you really don't.
And I asked her one time, I said, yeah, I'd love to go back to Sweden to learn, where my heritage came from. She goes, well, you could just go to IKEA. It's the same thing.
You could just go to IKEA. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like, well, for me, like Cubans, oh, just go to Miami. You'll learn from that. Because,
Yeah.
when you go to Miami, like you said, there's certain parts of Florida you can't. You go to Miami, you go down South Beach and all that area. That's like little Cuba.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
that's the
yeah,
tourist
that's
part of Miami though. There are
yeah.
some cool, very cool
Oh no,
parts of Miami
there is.
that you like, but yeah, so the major cities in Florida are chocked with like cool little play. Like, when I
Yep.
say major cities, I mean Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, Miami.
Yep.
And but like my you kind of need like a tour guide that's from Miami though, because if you don't know where you're going, you're gonna wind up some spots that you don't want to be in.
And that's a good thing for me. I'm okay
Yeah.
going on my own because I'm the Hispanic, so I can walk
Sure.
around. With the last name Gomez, I better be able to walk around and not being like an idiot. Um,
Right, but like downtown Miami, it's kind of like downtown Atlanta. It's very vibrant. It's
oh yeah,
very active. It's very safe.
it's very
Is
cool.
downtown Jacksonville. I mean,
Ugh.
downtown Orlando. Maybe if there's a sporting event going on, but it can
Okay.
get kind of iffy. Tampa's great.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh,
No, Mickey's walking down Walt Disney with an AK-47. You know what I mean?
yeah, well, downtown Orlando is nowhere near like
I know.
Disney, but the problem with Orlando is that no matter where you go, no matter how long you've lived, I lived there for a year. You are always treated like a
Disney character,
tourist,
a
like a tourist.
tourist.
Yeah, like a
It's
tourist.
just one thing I don't like. That's why, like, if I ever go to Disney with my kids, I'm staying inside the park because I just don't want to deal with anybody else but people inside the park. I'd rather be a happy place than I'm gonna rip your guts and heads out of a place. You know what I mean? Because I have that feeling.
Right.
And the only place I would go outside of that would probably go see Universal Studios and SeaWorld.
Yeah, very cool. Both of them.
Oh yeah.
I like Universal Studios because the City Walk, the
Oh yeah,
restaurants,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. City Walk.
and all
Oh
that.
God.
You know,
St. Patrick's Day. I forgot about St. Patrick's Day and City Walk.
yeah, it's big. I've done that.
I've done
Yeah,
that, and I remember me and my buddy they had syringe shot girls walking around for like
yeah,
$5 a shot, and I mean they
yeah.
were loaded. And I'm like, hey, fuck it, let's just go.
You know what I first noticed on a St. Patrick's Day was, I don't know if they had it up there, but like down here, especially when I was in my 20s, you be in the bar. I've always been more of a bar guy than a club guy. You
I'm
know
a
what I'm saying?
mixture of both.
I'm not saying I've never been to a club, but I like to hear myself kind of think, you know.
Hmm.
So if somebody said, "Hey, do you want to go to a sports bar or the Ritz?"
Hmm.
I'm gonna go to the sports bar, because I could probably get a drink quicker. Anyhow, but in all of them, no matter where you go, and even here now, there's a bar that we like to go to on Friday nights for happy hour, called Locals.
Okay.
And what I find funny is if you stay late enough, and when I mean you stay late enough, remember when you're a single fella
Yes.
and you're staying late enough to maybe accompany somebody home,
Hmm.
right?
Back in the
I
day,
mean,
yeah.
and before the big lights came on, and so you
Hmm.
actually saw who you were talking to, right?
Exactly.
So, but there was always this lady who walked through who was selling the flowers.
Yes.
You know,
I know that they do that up here in North Jersey too.
yeah, they were selling. She was selling the flowers, so you could give a flower to whoever you're talking to, or whatever. And the flower is like $10 or something like that.
Yeah, something like $6
Yeah, yeah, and they were always of
Oriental descent.
yeah, yeah. They always. Yeah, I
I
don't
don't know.
understand.
I don't understand that either. It's
If they have the lockdown, is that the monopoly, on it? I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know either. It's kind of weird, but that's what happens, I guess.
But
You know what I
but
mean?
mark my words, this St. Patrick's Day at an Irish pub near you, it will be um somebody will be selling flowers.
Oh yeah, I bet they will be. Unfortunately, this year's St. Patrick's Day, I'll be celebrating with family.
Yeah,
Like I have the last 9 years because I'd say my tolerance of drinking, I wouldn't know where the hell I am at right now. I'll probably be one, two, three, fourth tequila floor.
right.
You know what I mean? I definitely could say that. It's been quite a while for me to be drinking like that. Now that responsibilities have hit me
Sure.
and bills too.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean,
unfortunately,
I don't know how long it's been since you've been out, but drinking is not cheap.
not anymore. I mean, I
Ah,
went out. Oh God, we went out last Saturday night. My in-laws took the kids like an impromptu thing. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we'll
yeah.
keep the kids this weekend. I'm like, fine. We went to a
Okay.
restaurant and we bought dinner. So two appetizers, two dinners, two glasses of sangria, and two sodas, and a glass of water too, by the way.
Yeah.
But they didn't charge me for the water. $200.
Yeah.
That's including tip.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, God damn. I go, dinner alone was 110.
Yeah.
Okay, the drinks on a glass was like 13, 14. I go $14. Where am I? New York City? I'm in freaking New Jersey.
Yeah.
But it's funny that you're saying this because my wife and I talk, and I'm not sure if it's probably the same way down by you too. It's that everything, the food's getting expensive,
Yeah.
but the quality is gone down
Big time.
dramatically.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big.
I was doing my research. We were talking about this even during dinner a few times, me and my wife, and we were saying I bought grilled skirt steak. Okay, three major big pieces like this that I was able to cut them into six, and I got six pieces. So it means I got lunch for tomorrow.
Right.
Okay, sautéed onions,
Nice.
chorizos.
Okay.
Okay, and I bought a filet mignon for my kids. That cost me with the berries and everything. Well, minus the berries for my kids. So 50, cost me about say let's say $80.
Right.
Okay, I go out to dinner. It cost me $220, or I mean $120 more because why of the inflation? But guess what? I made it at home and I made it 20 times better than what you cook at a restaurant.
Think about it like this, and this is what I try to get through to my kids, is that, because they're, in the age, I have a 19 and 16-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
and they're the age of that they know that they need money for
Mm-hmm.
things, but they value versus cost to them is kind of,
Yeah,
still a thing.
still not
So
there. Yeah,
what I would say to them in that scenario is, imagine how many groceries or what you could have accomplished had you taken that $200 and just
could
gone to the grocery store.
have
you
done a lot.
know but a lot of times that's not the point, because you want to go. I mean, I'm 3 days outside of the hospital right now, and I had to get
Mm.
out of the fucking house last night, so me and my wife went to a restaurant, to get something to eat, and we were just like, we should have never left the house.
What's
Yeah.
funny is I said the same thing because with my son being sick this week, you know what I mean? We had to eat out every day this week, you know what I mean? So it's like we get home, boy's feverish. We got, try to figure out how to get him down. So I order Pizza Hut one night.
Mhm.
Okay, Pizza Hut. I bought the big box with the breadsticks and the Cinesticks. $18. You,
Right.
you really can't beat that price. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Come home, my daughter like, oh my God, this is like the best pizza in the world. I go, listen, you're eating Pizza Hut. No. Then again, she's very young, so her taste buds aren't developed very well yet.
Right.
We get McDonald's. Was it last night? What's today? Sunday. I think it was Friday night. We go to Outback. So we haven't gone that we've during pandemic, you had Outback, we had this, you had that to pick up dinners during the pandemic. And
Sure.
there were and it was good. But in the last couple of times we've gone to Outback, okay, I ordered my usual, a New York strip medium, mashed potatoes, sauteed mushrooms, house salad with whatever. So now that doesn't come with bread, which was disappointing. I look at my steak. It's not a goddamn ribeye. It's not a goddamn New York strip. It's a fucking ribeye.
Right.
There's a big difference between an in-bone ribeye and a New York strip.
Sure.
Okay, a New York strip's about this long.
Mhm.
I got that little,
Big strip of fat on the top of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
with in-bone too, by the way,
Yeah.
which was usually I would take a butter knife and I could cut it like nothing.
Right.
But I needed a goddamn chainsaw because it was so much. You know what I mean?
It's like getting the steak and eggs at the Waffle House.
Yes. Or give me some
Yeah.
Scrabble from the Waffle House. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. The Waffle
So
House is very underrated, man. My wife, one time, she told me, I said, "Where you want to go to dinner?" She says, "I want to go to dinner at one of those places where they cook in front of you." I said, "Okay, Waffle House, here we come."
dude, I would unfortunately New Jersey has no Waffle House.
No?
No. I have to go to
No.
Pennsylvania literally to go to a Waffle House.
Dude, Florida's got one on every corner. I mean, easily. You
I
can like
remember
drive around and play a drinking game drink every time you see a Waffle House.
for me it was when I go to Louisiana to visit my grandfather, and there was always a
Right.
Shawnee restaurant. And dude, me and my grandfather got banned by one of them because we ate all the bacon the one time out of the
Yeah.
breakfast buffet.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Do you I know you guys up there you call sub sandwiches, you call them hoagies, right?
No, I call them you're either calling them heroes,
Okay.
subs.
Okay.
I know I can identify hoagie, subs, sandwich, whatever, po' boy, I mean I can name it any way I want it because I'm cultured.
Okay.
Because I listen, I've been to Louisiana, I had Louisiana po' boys, man.
Oh, they're
And
really good, yeah.
that you can't go wrong with a clam, shrimp, mussel, crab, alligator, po' boy. Lettuce, tomato, and mayo, man.
Yeah, I think especially New Orleans, I mean, the Gator one is definitely popular. I think shrimp's probably the number one most
I think
popular one.
shrimp or oysters.
Yeah.
Yeah, deep fried oysters with the po' boy. That's really good too.
Yeah.
And nothing beats a muffaletta sandwich.
That I would in my I've been to New Orleans many times,
Oh, same here.
and if you were to poll 100 people, they probably "Well, what should I eat when I get there?" And po' boy will probably be in the top three.
Yeah,
The muffaletta would be up there, but I'm always the jambalaya in New
jambalaya.
Orleans. Oh my god,
That's the
it
number one
is,
thing.
yeah, it is really good. And
You
I
get with
mean,
the
no matter where you go, you get on a street, you can go in a 5-star restaurant, man.
it's
It's
delicious.
really good.
With that the jambalaya is that andouille sausage. That's what makes it.
Yeah.
The andouille sausage and the spices. That's the only thing you know what, Grandpa, I miss you
Mate.
so much. I used to visit my grandfather because he lived in Louisiana.
Okay.
And man, anytime we've gone there, it's gator,
Yeah.
jambalaya. It's all that yummy, fatty goodness, man. That's
Mhm.
right now. If I lived in Louisiana, I would be in a cardboard box somewhere dying.
I would have been dead a while ago.
Yeah.
I would have had a heart attack, or I would have drank myself to death.
One of the
Um,
two. Yeah. I would have had the same issue because, God damn, sorry.
you're good.
There was something else that and bug that I just killed.
You're good.
Um, but I would have died. You know what? Places I know I would have died having a heart attack from eating. Florida's one. New Orleans is definitely number two. Georgia would be number three because I would eat way too much freaking peach cobbler, bro. I could tell you that much. I would die of diabetes with that one, with 100%.
Sure.
Uh, North Carolina, the barbecue alone would have killed me. New Jersey is definitely the pizzas and the bagels. that I could just guarantee. New York City, there really isn't a dirty water dog from New York City would probably just kill me alone just eating that.
Right.
Other than that, nothing else really. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
What I think's funny is that certainly South Florida is more, sandwich and oriented, but North Florida is more seafood oriented.
yeah.
And seafood tends to be better for you than
Oh, dude,
than but it's like what they, that they'll serve, some shrimp, fresh Mayport shrimp, and they'll serve it, with a bunch of cheese grits, and
ooh, shrimp and
it's,
grits. I know.
so
Oh yeah.
there's a restaurant here that was originated here, and it's actually turned into a national chain now, but it was created here called the Metro Diner,
Okay.
and they have on there Mayport shrimp and grits, and it is phenomenal. I
I
mean,
love grits.
it's not good for you at all,
No, it's not.
yeah,
Not one
at
bit.
all. But
Oh,
so like if you're like us and have to watch what you eat because you're on a diet or you might die,
yep, yep.
you just don't eat for the whole day.
Just don't bother.
Yeah, yeah, and
Exactly.
then go get that. And you'll be fine.
Oh man, dude, we did a little bit of everything. St. Patrick's and food,
Sure.
dude. Unbelievable, Kevin. It's a great to see you as usual, man. I'm so happy to
Thanks, man.
see
You
you,
too.
man. It's been a while. Can't wait to have you back on. But before we actually let everyone know where to find you, I just want to say this. Everyone, please, please check out us at Unfiltered Studios, man,
Yeah.
because we are growing and we are taking over the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
We're trying to, man. I mean, I remember when I first came on, there was only 6 of us. Now there's what, 18 of us now?
Actually, as we sit right now, by the time that this comes out, there
Yeah.
will be 22.
Okay, so I went from
21, sorry.
21. Okay, so I came on when there was like 6 or 7 of us. Now there's 21 of us. We're
Yeah.
growing rapidly.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, man, I'm so happy to be part of this family. It's just it's so phenomenally awesome. And I can't thank you again.
Yeah.
Beeves, everybody, Joe, St. Joe, Mama D, I gotta still thank Mama D because she's the one who hooked me up to you.
Yeah. I tell you, she is, I don't think, a lot of people you talk about Unfiltered Studios, there's a lot of different, cogs in the system
Oh
that
yeah.
make this thing work. And I'll tell you, when I was sick and kind of like, just kind of disappeared for a second,
Mhm.
and when I saw everybody on there just helping each other else,
Yeah.
just helping
Even
helping it,
even
and just
today, even
yeah,
like as
having
we're
a great
speaking.
conversation on there. That's what a network's about. It's not a
Yeah.
retweet group. You know what
No,
I'm
no, no,
saying?
definitely not. We're always helping
Yeah,
out each other, and that's a good
yeah.
thing.
And that's I get many messages and stuff like, well, how is this different than there's a retweet group called the Podcasters Alliance 2024,
Mhm.
and how is this different than that? Well, if somebody on there comes and asks me if I'll help them with their audio, I'm gonna tell them to go fuck themselves,
Right.
but if somebody from my network comes and asks me, I'm not even gonna ask them. I'm gonna be like, okay, when do you need it?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
And that's
that's the group that we have put together. A lot of people think we're real picky,
yep.
and we've actually turned away some people
I
because
remember.
we didn't feel that they were a good part of the family.
I mean,
So,
I was grateful when I asked you. We talked.
yeah,
Next thing I noticed, I was accepted with open arms really quickly. It's like
yeah,
I remember you said it was a no-brainer when I said your name. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah,
I was so excited, and I'm so happy part of this family. Um, it's kind of funny to be part here, and it's been a wonderful time, man. I can't thank you enough, Kevin, the
yeah.
family. And so, in that case, now, where can everyone find you now? Besides, since I dropped
Yeah,
the Unfiltered Studios website.
sure. Well, you can find me personally at Keb Lives, KEBLIVES on Twitter, and at Stupid Minute for the Stupid History Minute. I had to take a little bit of a break. By the time this comes back, I will be ready to go. But
Mhm.
what's funny is that I when I have to take a break and kind of disappear for a second, it's 600 episodes. So go find one you hadn't listened to before. And, but I do, uh, we'll keep it up and go and try to put some fail safe in there. So if this happens again, we don't go away from episodes,
Mhm.
but yeah, this place to find me, and you can get on Amazon, look for the Stupid History book,
Definitely.
or at stupidhistory.net.
Yep. Check out the book too. There is some funny ass shit in this book. And Keb, thank you again for coming on today. Happy that you're feeling much better, man. And
Yeah.
to all you people, I can't do an Irish voice, so I'm not gonna say that. But I want to wish everyone a happy St. Patrick's Day. Drink some green beer, drink some Jameson, have some corned beef and cabbage, and some potatoes, and don't forget the mustard. Guys, have a great night. Nothing but love, peace, and happiness. I'll see everybody in the next show.